Alright, what's up guys, Coach Mac. Alright, sorry I've lost my voice. We've been back practicing weight room stuff a little bit, and when I take time off and I come back I don't have my coaching voice, so I tend to lose it real quick, and once the season starts I'll get it back again, so just bear with me during the video. Alright, I'm going to do another video today. I said this whole week I would do daily videos. Alright, so we're going to do another one today. Today's going to be about carryover with pressure, trying to find a way to carry over some things that you teach in your regular defense or your base defenses, so that when you pressure, there's some carryover there, so it's not a completely different set of skills for your players. All right, remember to check out our sponsors. We got GameStrat, which is #1 most reliable, most affordable replay system, sideline replay system on the market. We use it, we love it. All right, great staff, customer friendly. They're doing a great job. I would check them out. All right, MaxOne, which is an app that streamlines organization, communication, all right, workouts all onto one platform. Kids can use it on their phone. They can have their phones in the weight room. If they miss workouts and go out of town, their workouts can be on the phone. If you have to change a workout or a day of practice or a time, if you have a weather problem or something that occurs that you got to make a change, you can message everybody through the app. You can set up your practice schedules and your meetings and everything else can be set up on the app. So the app allows you to streamline all those things into one convenient place. So check out, all right, MaxOne app. Defensive Coordinator 1, which is an in-game app just created in January. This will be the first full season that'll be out there, excuse me. And it's an in-game app that allows you to use live in-game data to make your adjustments on the sideline. So you go in with your game plan, you know what your game plan is, you know what you think the other team is going to do based on their tendencies, and then you start finding out that maybe what they're doing is not the same as what you thought with their tendencies. You start matching your calls up. You have the ability to look and say, all right, I ran this blitz, and it was really good for me here, but I got torched in it here. Now you have the ability to look and go, well, because when you ran it that time, it was against 2x2. When you ran it the other time, it was against 3x1 or something along those lines. So now that you have the live in-game data, you're making your adjustments based off of the live in-game data and not just of maybe numbers that you're writing down or somebody upstairs is writing down. It's actually being logged into the app. All right, and you know exactly the data that you're working with, so you can make your in-game adjustments. All right, JustPlayFB, which is the digital software I use when I do webinars or I do clinics. When I diagram stuff, it's the software that I use. It also has some interesting features, and it's got some new features coming out that have just came out this year that are going to be awesome as well. So check that out. You have a chance to use in-game plan features. You have a chance to quiz your players in those game plans. Now you know that your players understand about the game plan, what they don't understand, see who took the quiz, who didn't take the quiz, you know who's looking at the stuff, you know who's performing well, who's not performing well, and then you know during the week what you got to touch up on the game plan because you understand the knowledge base of your players within the game plan. All right, and then as always, Dome Hats. All right, Dome Hats, a local company here, Jacksonville, Florida, custom headwear, quality hats, beanies, visors, all right, founded by 2 former Florida football players, and they're great guys. They love the coaching business. They started off as coaches as well, so they want to help coaches. They want to get Dome Hats in every state, every sport, every staff or every sport uses hats. Why not use Dome? It's a great product, and they're great people, and they're customer friendly. All right, so today I've got on my Flagler College hat as a tribute to my buddy Joey Wiles that I just saw yesterday, who is the assistant athletic director at Flagler College. He was a longtime high school football coach in Florida, one of the best to ever do it. Most recently, excuse me, 20 plus years at St. Augustine. Great football mind, great person, great individual, great father, great friend of mine, mentor to me. So it's a tribute to our conversation yesterday. Today's video and my Flagler College hat is for Coach Wiles. When I saw Coach Wiles yesterday, we started talking about 3 deep pressures and what the issues are with them and what the good points are with them and what the bad points are with them. And then we started talking about maybe some different ways you could do and use 3 deep pressures, all right, aside from maybe the traditional way that they're taught, so that there's some carryover with some other things that you're doing. So normally in a traditional 3 deep scheme, all right, you're going to have 5 rushers, all right, and then what normally happens in a 3 deep scheme is the exotic nature of the 5 guys that are rushing and the guys that can drop. You can draw up a million of these 3 deep pressures, and they all look good on paper, but the bottom line is you got to make sure you understand that the blitzers have to understand how to blitz and the droppers have to understand how to drop. All right, so in a normal 3 deep fashion, all right, you usually have two seam players and you usually have a middle 3 hole player. All right, and for all intents and purposes, all right, to my knowledge of everything that I've studied, a lot of the times in 3 under 3 deep stuff, the 2 seam guys are what is called match, carry, deliver players. So in other words, they're going to match a number 2 to the flat, they're going to carry a number 2 vertical, and they're going to deliver a number 2 inside to the 3 hole player. Okay, so if you have other structures or other forms of defense where you play match, carry, deliver, the most simplest one I can think of in my mind is rip, Liz, match, cover 3, where you're teaching players match, carry, deliver principles. Then when you go to your 3 under 3 deep pressures, all right, it's easy to teach match, carry, deliver to people that are already being taught match, carry, deliver principles. The hard part would be teaching maybe a D end or somebody else that if he's dropping, what he might have to do as a match, carry, deliver person. But if you have a safety or an outside linebacker that has been taught match, carry, deliver principles, when you teach 3 under 3 deep, it's easy to then go teach 3 under 3 deep with match, carry, deliver principles. Well, the issue I have as a coach is we don't use match, carry, deliver in any of our coverages, all right? In theory, all right, based just straight match, carry, deliver. Now, we have other match coverages, but it's not necessarily from an outside or a down safety's perspective. It's not a match, carry, deliver system. So there's no carryover for us when we go to run our 3 under 3 deep pressures. All right, so for us, the underneath droppers don't have a match, carry, deliver carryover. So I always have to figure out in my mind, is it worth teaching match, carry, deliver principles to those players for that blitz to be effective, or can I find another way to make that blitz effective? All right, so what I discussed yesterday with Coach Wiles, and something that I've done in the past, is we carry 6-man hot pressures, all right, where the 2 underneath droppers are vision and break players that play a certain technique off of what the quarterback is doing, and their drops are different. They're not match, carry, deliver players, all right, and it's a different technique, but we use it when we run 6-man hot pressures. So my conversation with Coach Wiles, just to validate my own feelings on it, was if you wanted to run 5-man pressures that were 3 under 3 deep, for your underneath droppers, could you use the same vision and break principles and have an effective 5-man 3 under 3 deep principle? And we both, after deliberation and looking at it both ways, we both decided that it's very feasible to run a 3 under 3 deep pressure and teach the 3 underneath players to play a vision and break technique. Okay, so, you know, just for argument's sake for us, if we wanted to send it, you know, from one side where we made it, you know, like America's blitz, and we sent the pressure like this, now our left safety and our right safety and our linebacker become the 3 underneath players, all right, in the 3 under 3 deep, which would be your normal 2 seam, 3 hole players, okay? But what we're going to change is we're going to teach them all to play as vision and break players. So in other words, they're going to be square to the quarterback with their eyes on the quarterback, and they're not going to have a set drop, and we're not going to match, carry, deliver, all right? And what they're going to do is they're going to make, all right, their breaks, and when they break and how they drive is going to be off the intentions of the quarterback, all right? So they're not going to really go anywhere based on the routes that they're seeing. They're not really going to push that far or open and drive anywhere until the quarterback sets his feet, looks in a direction, front hand comes off the ball, then we're all going like heck. All right, because what we decided was if we already carry hot pressures, which we do, all right, and in our hot pressures, for argument's sake, we may also send the linebacker in a 6-man pressure, and these, for what we call hot coverage, these 2 safeties already play that technique. So as soon as I incorporate the 3 under 3 deep blitz, those 2 safeties have already played a vision and break technique, okay? So now, as a 3 under 3 deep, the only player that I'm really adding, all right, is that 3rd inside dropper. That's going to be for us that linebacker and that 5-man pressure. And now I've just got to teach him the vision and break techniques, which luckily for us in our system, on a hash mark, we have certain pressures where we use our lion and ram as hot players, so they also have been taught a vision and break technique. Okay? So the 4 players that I may need to be the 3 underneath droppers when I coordinate these pressures have all been taught a vision and break technique, and they've all been taught how to play that technique. So now if I wanted to carry a 3 under 3 deep pressure and teach it as a vision and break scheme, there is full carryover from that, because all of the players involved in the drops, I do not drop any of my defensive linemen in our zone pressures. That's just me. So all the players in our drops underneath have all been taught how to vision and break. The other player that gets taught how to vision and break is the free safety, because we have some pressures where he's down and we are rolling a left or right safety to the middle of the field behind him. Okay, so where the carryover comes, all right, is we've already taught hot third techniques to our corners, all right, and that varies how you play it at each school you're at. You may press bail it, you may show different looks. We know how we play it at our place. We've already taught them how to play hot third. And then, okay, we would also teach all of our safeties how to play the middle part of the hot third. So all 3 of our safeties would be taught how to play the middle part of the hot third. So now all the pieces between the droppers that are 3 under and the droppers that are 3 deep, they've all been taught in our 6-man hot pressures how to play vision and break if they're underneath and hot thirds if they're behind it. So now there's immediate carryover, all right, into the pressure package, to where from our vision and break 6-man pressures, we use the same vision and break philosophy in our 3 under 3 deep pressures. Now, what I'm saying to you is the carryover makes it worthwhile for us to carry it. I'm not saying that the vision and break technique is better than match, carry, deliver, 2 seam, 3 hole. That's not what I'm debating. What I'm saying here is if you wanted to carry a 5-man pressure that had some carryover that made it more viable or feasible to put the 5-man pressure in without teaching something new, okay, this is a way that you can do it. I'm not saying, all right, that it's better than match, carry, deliver. I'm not saying that you'll get tighter coverages or smaller throwing windows. That is not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is if you want it to be a little bit more diverse with a 3 under 3 deep pressure, all right, but you didn't want to teach a new principle to the kids like match, carry, deliver, this is a feasible way of doing it, and it's how we choose to do it if we run 3 under 3 deep. Okay, so now we don't have to teach a new philosophy, system, skill set to the kids. We just teach them that they are vision and break players. And then there's some slight nuances. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's exactly the same as the 2-man hots, all right, underneath. It's a little bit different in nature, but 90% of the carryover is the same as far as playing the vision and break technique. Okay, so the interior guy will have a gap to play in the run game first, and then he's vision and break. The exterior guys there'll be extra fall-in players in the run game, and then they'll be vision and break. All right, so now we have direct, immediate carryover from one scheme to the other, from in our pressure system to where we don't have to teach something new. All right, so sometimes what you need to look at when you're running on offense or defense, when you're running different plays or different things, is there enough of a carryover that makes it the same as something else you do, so that when you add it to your menu, it's the same as or similar to something else you do, so it's not brand new, all right, which makes it more relevant for you to add instead of continuing. A lot of guys add, all right, they add to their package, okay, and they add to their game plan, but while they're adding things, they also have to add new skill sets or new teaching, all right, or you know, a different method of teaching something. And now when you add, that becomes a lot, as opposed to adding something with carryover, so that you're adding something, but the carryover makes it, all right, less new teaching involved, so you can get away with maybe adding 1 or 2 new blitzes because of the carryover involved. Again, so the idea of the video today was to show you a different way that you could do 3 under 3 deep that had a carryover, all right, and could make it more worthwhile to have extra blitzes in because of the carryover between the two, so you're not teaching a new theory. Okay, so I would say the majority of the teams out there, especially college teams or NFL teams that are zone blitzing, fire package type deals, they want tighter matchups. They want tighter coverages. They're match, carry, deliver guys, 2-seam, 3-hole guys. That's probably the way you'll see it done all the time. And, you know, if it was a chess match to say what was best and what had, you know, smaller throwing windows and what matched patterns better, that's probably the better way at the end of the day to do it. But in a high school setting for us, we have to worry about what's best for us, what works for us. I choose more carryover between my schemes than I do having to teach different new skill sets to guys. We're not a match, carry, deliver team. We're not a Rip Liz match, cover 3 team. Match, carry, deliver would be new to players. I choose not to do that. Vision and break is not new. I choose to carry it over and use it that way. If it's not effective as a 5-man pressure, all right, then maybe I'll play man free behind that 5 pressure, or I'll play 4 under 2 deep if I don't like the way the 3 under 3 deep with vision and break is working for us. I'll just choose a different coverage behind the 5-man pressure. All right, so it was great to see my friend Coach Wiles yesterday. All right, great to get, all right, some new Flagler College swag that I can rock now. All right, and it was always great to get with him and talk football because he's a great football mind, one of the best to ever do it in Florida. And on a side note, I'm 0-14 or 15 against Coach Wiles. Never beat him. Still one of my mentors, still one of my best friends in the business, still somebody I talk to all the time. All right, my ego is not too big to hide from Coach Wiles. I scheduled him every year at St. Augustine. I went out and went after him every year at St. Augustine. Never beat him. Maybe one day, Coach Wiles, I'll get that chance again. You step back in the ring and put your hat in there. I'll put you on the schedule, and I'll try and chase that win one more time. All right, great seeing you, buddy. Hope this helps you guys. As always, you won't play well until you play fast. I'll check you guys out next time.